Hello, I have begun this video while heading west on I-70. And no, I am not driving this fast. I sped up this video to show you a lot of miles in a short amount of time. Right now, I am in St. Louis, Missouri. Many American journeys have begun in St. Louis, dating back to the days when covered wagons rolled across the American plains. In fact, two of history's greatest explorers, Lewis and Clark, began their famous journey in Missouri. As you travel with me, take note of all the signs. That's what this movie is really about, the visual language of signs, because we modern travelers no longer navigate by stars, compasses, or follow Native American guides. We read signs. On I-70, there are 4 categories of signs: marker, regulatory, warning, and guide. Or as I like to call them, where am I? Don't speed, watch out, and McDonald's. The people who created the visual language of signs made it simple. So simple, you don't even need to read to use the signs. If you know your numbers, colors, and shapes, you can probably find your exit. And that's essentially what driving on I-70 is all about, finding your exit. So, how do you know which exit to take? Easy. The exits are numbered. Before you get in your car, find out the number of your exit on a map or via the internet. Then keep an eye out until you see that number. Then turn. That's it. The exit numbers correspond to the mileage markers. On I-70, those numbers decrease going from east to west. Make sense? Good. The speed limit on I-70 varies, but it is usually 60 to 70 miles per hour. Look for white rectangular signs for the speed limit. Interstate signs tell you which interstate you're on. All interstate signs are shaped like shields and have the colors red, white, and blue, like that other familiar symbol, the flag of the Netherlands. Oh, and the flag of the United States of America. You'll also see shield signs that are black and white. Those are not interstates, those are routes. Both interstates and routes cross state lines, but routes usually have traffic lights and slower speed limits. Note that the numbers of interstates and routes aren't just random numbers. There is a system. Highways that run east and west have even numbers, and those that go north and south have odd numbers. If an interstate number ends in a 0 or a 5, it is one of the huge interstate highways. So just by examining the number 70 of I-70, we know that it runs east and west because 70 is an even number, and we know that it is a huge highway because it ends in a 0. I think 2,200 miles qualifies as a huge highway, don't you? Very good. That covers numbers. Regarding letters, simply memorize the following information. If you see a W on an I-70 sign, you are heading west. If you see an E, you are heading east. That's it for letters. Now for color. The color of signs is very important on I-70. A sign's color can tell you what kind of information it has and if you should bother reading it. If you see a white sign with black writing, it's bossing you around. Such signs tell you the speed limit, tell you to fasten your seatbelt, and so forth. I recommend observing and obeying white signs so you don't get a ticket. Green signs provide information, usually about exits and how far away cities are. I consider them the most useful sign because without green signs, you would get lost. Brown signs tell you about parks and campgrounds and historic sites. You only need to read brown signs when you're on vacation. Orange signs tell you about construction and detours. Be alert if you see orange, because if you run over a road worker, you are fined $10,000. Can you imagine putting that on your credit card? I wonder how it would appear on my monthly statement. Blue signs are all about getting you to spend your money at the upcoming exit. Blue signs display the logos of restaurants, hotels, motels, and gas stations. If you don't have any money, you may as well ignore the blue signs. Now that I think about it, hospital signs are blue too. Yellow signs on exits remind you to slow down. I think that about covers the visual language of signs on I-70 West. I hope you learned something. Oh, rest areas. They're on blue signs. Rest areas are nice places off the side of the interstate where you can park your car and catch a nap. I bet you're thinking, rest areas are free. Why do they have a blue sign? The answer is two words: vending machines. Happy driving!